Hello everybody, Sawyer here, and I'm doing a review for Plastic Man number 3, part 3 of 6 issue miniseries. With this gorgeous ass cover, I should add, by Alex Ross. I love this cover, really great art. I love the reds, all the reds and stuff. I've been enjoying this series so far. This one's the first one that kind of got me a bit more conflicted. I still like the issue, but there's certain things I just have problems with. And overall, it really hurts me. I really want to love this book. I want it to be my favorite book of the year, but it's just not gonna be. And there's just some simple problems with it. It's weird because it's not so much the actual story. I actually like the story. I think the story is very well crafted. It's coming along very nicely. There's some interesting possible twists and devices that I like that are going on. But I really don't like the way the creative team is characterizing Plastic Man. He doesn't feel like the Plastic Man I'm used to. He doesn't really feel as whimsical and funny, and that like they're trying to add some extra layers to his character and make him a little bit more heroic. But Plastic Man has really never been like a truly heroic character. He's always been kind of just more of a guy playing at being a superhero. More really. Before I get too far in this review, I did want to just mention that they have a sneakers commercial in this book, the very first page, that is essentially a like new version of the old Hostess commercials they used to always have in comic books, like in the '80s, where you get a little bit of story and dialogue, and then the hero uses, in this case, Wonder Woman uses sneakers to save the day. I just thought it was funny because I didn't realize they were doing this in this day and age, still doing these little commercials, and it's basically a parody of the old ones, but it was kind of funny and cool, and I don't know how long they've been doing that, but I just wanted to mention it because it's kind of, I thought it was interesting. Alright, now back to our radically scheduled review. So, this is another big problem I have with Plasmin right now, is they're really trying to sexualize them a lot more. Like, it's just, oh, I don't even get it. Like, in this page, he turns himself into Harley Quinn to try to kind of like seduce or charm Man Bat and to stop fighting them, and then Man Bat's not really impressed, so then he tries to turn into the classic version of Harley Quinn, and he switches between the Suicide Squad movie version and the original version, back and forth, showing his ass or her ass, whatever. It was a little off-putting, honestly, and it was. Plaz also makes some crude jokes about, like, Man Bat's bat on or whatever, which is basically a hard on for you guys that didn't figure that out. But yeah, I just don't like that aspect of the character. I wish they would just keep him more PG. But the fight against Man-Bat ends really quickly, and it's kind of anticlimactic how it ends, with Man-Bat just deciding to save the kid, the little girl, from being killed because Plastic Man has her in his hand. He's like trying to stretch her out of the way, but he ends up getting hurt real bad and drops her, and he thinks she's dead, but Man-Bat's able to fly over and catch her, which actually makes me start to wonder. And I have this theory that the little girl, I forget what they call her in this actual story, but the little girl that Plastic Man's been befriending this whole time, I think she's the leader of the Cabal. I'm calling it right now. I think that's where they're going with this. That she's like trying to get information about Plastic Man and like playing them. Um, you know, that's what I think is going on. I could be wrong, but it would make for an interesting plot device or plot reveal, and I think that's what they're going for, honestly. Plus, it would make more sense as to why Man-Bat flew up and saved her than just Man-Bat was starting to feel more human for a second and had compassion and decided to save her. It would make sense because Plastic Man put her in danger and Man-Bat had to save her, and Plastic Man just overlooked it as Man-Bat being nice. This issue also has a lot of different story threads going on. Like, there's this whole B story about Plastic Man's three of his stripper well, I don't want to say girlfriends, but stripper co-workers that are working together to try to clear his name, and like they go talk to a witness that says Plastic Man was killing people in the last issue, if you read the last issue. And it felt really silly and unnecessary. And the only thing that good come out of that storyline is that there's a part where Plastic Man gives the little girl to one of the co-workers and is like, take care of her and be careful, we got some dangerous people behind us or whatever. And the co-worker is like, the stripper, she's basically like, oh, I'll call my boyfriend. Plastic Man's like, I think it's more serious than that. And she's like, you don't know my boyfriend. And it was kind of funny, and it's got me wondering who her boyfriend is, because it could literally be anybody in the DC universe. So I'm kind of interested to see if they're gonna have some kind of guest star pop up, like, I don't know, Roadblock, not Roadblock, what's his name? Blockbuster just pops up and that's their boyfriend. That'd be kind of cool. But no, and then there's a third storyline that's going on in the background that's basically focused around Plastic Man's, mob boss, like the guy that actually got him killed, and him and his girlfriend, he's trying to get his girlfriend a job at this like established singing joint or whatever, and she does really bad. So bad, in fact, that she's shattering glass and breaking everything in the damn place. And that's another thing. Like they keep shifting like the time period in this show. I mean, this comic book. Like sometimes it feels like it's in modern era. I know it is in modern era, but then other times they try to give you the illusion that they're in the 40s, world, and it's weird how they do that. But that storyline basically ends with Sammy, who's the criminal guy. He finds out that Eel O'Brien's still alive and he got superpowers because of the accident. So he goes to the place where the accident happened, which he find out is actually Ace Chemicals, which is a cool tie-in. And he attempts to recreate the accident so that his girlfriend can have powers, so she can help him fight against whatever the cabal or whatever he's afraid of. I think it's the Justice League of America he's afraid of, because the Justice League of America have been framed for murders of his crew members. But he's too chicken shit to do it himself because he might die. So he goes and shoots his girlfriend and throws her into a vat of chemicals or whatever. And we all know, well, anybody that's a big Plastic Man fan knows that it's the Granite Lady, obviously, because she's a singer, she's a woman, and she's gonna get hit by. For anybody that doesn't know their classic 1940s Golden Age Plastic Man lore, the Granite Lady is this like singer, beautiful singer that could easily get guys to like fall for her and all this, but she had a horrible singing voice that no one wanted to listen to. So she tried to make a deal with a scientist or something that was going to give her a serum that could make her sing real good, but instead it turned her into a granite statue, like a living statue woman that had super strength and super toughness, couldn't be broken or couldn't be hurt, and her grip was so dangerous she could kill people easily. So she's a very iconic Plastic Man villain, probably the most iconic Plastic Man villain, honestly. So I thought it was pretty cool that they're reestablishing her in the modern era. And but I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering how much those two storylines are going to converge into one. If even if they do at all. Final verdict. I think this is a really solid issue that continues the already established storyline, and the storyline is actually moving really nicely, and I think it's going some cool places. Really interested to see how they close it up, since it is a halfway point. I like the art's okay. It's not my favorite art in the world, and the story is actually pretty solid. I just don't like some of the character choices they're making with Eel O'Brien's character and dialogue, and for God's sakes, can we please stop having them gender swap into females? It just I don't know. I don't like it. But that's all I got for you guys. This is my review of Plastic Man #3. Pretty solid book overall. I'd probably give it about a 3.5 or maybe a 4 out of 5, except for those few problems I have with it. But it's really solid. You guys should check it out if you haven't.